There are a lot of different ways out there to make a practice pad to practice drums on. And you probably noticed that if you're one of those drummers that just bangs on random stuff and hits stuff with their sticks, you probably noticed that certain surfaces work better for that than others. Some feel more like a drum, some feel less like a drum. There are a few ways that I think work really well, a few things that you can kind of put together on your own or just use as they are as practice pads. So I've got three favorites. First, I'll go through a couple other things that also work okay, that are just household items that you probably have laying around. I've actually seen people use one of those yoga balls, one of those yoga bouncy balls for practicing. If you sit on it and then kind of lean forwards, you can play on it like that. That's kind of an interesting feel. It's got some give to it, but it's also got a lot of rebound. And so it's not really something I'd recommend as a serious practice pad, but hey, if you find yourself sitting on a yoga ball and while you're sitting on the yoga ball you need to practice, go for it. Books can actually work pretty well as a more dead surface, less rebound, more of a workout surface. Obviously it depends on the kind of book cover, if it's paperback or hardcover. You can also throw a cloth or a towel over that book for more of a workout surface, another layer of cloth on it, more of a workout surface still, and so on. You get the idea. That can actually work pretty well. Of course, you don't want it to be a brand new book that you want to take care of because the book's gonna get a little bit beaten up. Ping pong paddles also work pretty well. There's not really a great way to mount those, and the way they sit on a table or on a floor is kind of at an angle and they're gonna wobble when you hit them. So they've got that rubber and foam layer. Different ping pong paddles actually will offer different rebounds, and so you could have some fun testing out different kinds of ping pong paddles, but that's not really a recommended way to practice. So those are just a few things I've seen people doing, searching this on YouTube, and so I thought I'd throw those in there, but here are my three favorite homemade practice pad ideas. Number one, get one of those Dr. Scholl's like insole kind of shoe things, whatever those are called. They're really nice rubbery material, and if you find one that's flat and it's like a consistent thickness, that can work really well because you can attach that to another surface. You could either sit that on a table or you could tape it to a book or a piece of wood, and then you've got yourself a solid practice pad with a rubbery kind of foam surface, and it'll be quiet and the rebound's probably going to be pretty accurate. You can also just straight up play on the floor, which actually works surprisingly well, because if you sit down on the floor and you start playing on the floor, well, the floor is a decent height. You might have to bend over a little bit. I used to do that a lot in the music building in college because I would need to play through a snare piece before my lesson, and sometimes practice spaces were limited and I wasn't able to actually get on a snare. And so I could just sit down on the floor, and this was a pretty thin carpet on concrete, which actually offered a really good rebound. I could practice doubles, and it was almost a little bit of a workout pad kind of feel, but it worked surprisingly well. And so depending on what kind of carpet you've got wherever you're at, that's really not a terrible way to practice. The third way though, and this is my favorite, is a computer mouse pad. These actually work really well and offer the best rebound. Now the pad itself is flimsy, but if you lay it on a tabletop, it's going to stick to it by the nature of a mouse pad. Or you could attach it to a piece of wood, glue it to a piece of wood, and you've really got a solid practice pad there that works even better than the Dr. Scholl's thing. It offers a lot of rebound, and so it's good for practicing doubles. This would be a good beginner's pad, not so much of a workout pad, but then of course you could put cloth on it, put like a piece of paper on it, whatever, to gradually lessen the rebound and make it more of a workout pad. This is also pretty durable, and that's why it's my favorite method. I think it's a great homemade practice pad idea. So if you want to save some money and you want to not buy one of those $40 practice pads, then you just might have one lying around and you haven't even realized it, or with a little bit of effort you can throw one together and it'll actually work pretty well. You can also build it to custom size. You can make one that sits on top of a snare drum, or one that's really small that you can just throw in your backpack.
Hey, if you've never tried practicing brushes on a piece of cardboard, give that a shot. It's got to be pretty smooth, and when I say smooth, it just needs to not have ridges or bumps or anything inconsistent on it, but it's got to be a little bit rougher than paper so that you can get a cool brush sound. So I'll try a couple different ways of sort of making your own brush practice pad right here.
So I hope that maybe I've given you some creative ideas here to make your own practice pad and maybe save a little bit of money. If this video has helped you in any way, please let me know. Leave a comment, give the video a thumbs up, share, subscribe, and don't forget to check out some of these other videos on my channel before you go. Thanks everybody so much for watching.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out these other videos and click the headshot to subscribe. New drumming tips, techniques, ideas, and product reviews every week.